Iranians went to the polls today voting for a successor to President Mahmoud Ahmadinejad. After the last presidential election back in 2009, hundreds of thousands of protesters turned out against what they viewed as an election rigged to ensure Ahmadinejad's election. I was there, of course, at that time and witnessed a brutal crackdown which caused more than 100 deaths and imprisoned hundreds of activists and journalists. Indeed, many of them have been rounded up and jailed again now in order to prevent a repeat of those demonstrations. This year, Iranians who want reform have united behind a former nuclear negotiator and cleric, Hassan Rouhani, and he's in a tough race with the hardline conservative candidates favoured by the regime. CNN's Burnett is in Tehran and she has the latest.
Well, Christian, it's been pretty interesting. Throughout the day, the mood has been one of a lot of enthusiasm, and more than some people expected. You know, we weren't expecting the polling stations to be busy until the end of the day. We went to a polling station right around lunchtime. It was incredibly packed, and what we found was a lot of people here in Tehran voting for Mayor Kalibaf. Now, people are also saying they still have no idea who's going to win. Most people we talked to still think this is going to go to a runoff. Of course, if anyone gets 50% plus one vote, they win, and that could happen. But most people are still telling us at this point they think that it will go to a runoff. So we'll see what happens. We should get results, obviously, within the next 24 hours. One thing, Christian, before I send it back to you, I do want to emphasize. We went up to Tushal today, the park, of course, as you know so well, up in the mountains north of Tehran, and we found several people up there who weren't voting. And they were unwilling to come on camera. They said it's pretty clear why we don't want to come on camera. You know, of course, the supreme leader had said that high turnout would send a strong message to the enemy, and they felt very uncomfortable talking about why they weren't voting on camera. But off camera, they said it's pretty clear. We voted before, and it's made no difference, and we don't think it'll make a difference this time. So, yes, turnout is high, at least it seems right now, but there are people who are disillusioned and frustrated, and they are also talking about that. Back to you, Christian.
CNN's Burnett at one of the polling stations in Tehran.